Greetings, fellow countrymen and women, boys and girls, on this 26th of May 2024. One of the reasons why some people in very high places in Africa have not offered to actively seek a solution to the crisis in Cameroon is because there are many factions. That's what they say, and they do not know which one to deal with. The government of Cameroon also makes this claim as if it lacks the network to know the right set of people to work with. Among the many things that these close to 8 years of war has proven to us is the gross disrespect of Southern Cameroonians or Ambazonians or West Cameroonians or Anglophones at all levels by the Yaoundé administration and the other Francophones who aspire to lead the Republic of Cameroon someday. This war could have been avoided if the administration did not see it as an opportunity to forcefully crush or dissolve the 2 cubes of sugar and complete its goal of assimilating the people of Southern Cameroon. The voices, yes, the voices in the bushes have held the fort for all whose origin is from west of the Mongo. You may accept it or not, but the truth about it is, if the voices were not there to hold the fort, we would have been crushed like 2 cubes of sugar. So many innocent souls have been lost on both sides. So much revenue has been lost, and so much national debt has been incurred. We could have avoided this war, but we did not. And now that we are here, what is the way forward? Fellow countrymen and women, I, by this, am reporting for duty, not by my might, not by my power, but by his spirit. I'm not reporting to active duty to compete with anyone. I'm not reporting to active duty to take anyone's place or market share. I am reporting to active duty to present an alternative. I'm coming with an invitation that has your name on it. You who cares about the livelihood of the have-nots, just like you care about the security and quiet enjoyment of the have-much. You who cares about the education of the children of the poor who cannot afford to leave their homes and go to school in areas where the conflict is less severe. You who wants to be sure that your relatives feel at home at home. You who wants to travel freely anywhere in Cameroon and not feel as if someone is looking at you and thinking, enemy in the house. I come with an invitation to all who call Northwest and Southwest the home of their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. I'm inviting all the IDPs and refugees and all in the diaspora to welcome this invitation and report to this active duty and permit the ideology to guide the other engagements that they are involved in. I'm inviting East Cameroonians who want to take part in reconciliation and equality to join us. Let this invitation remind you that there is a place for everybody on this journey. Let this invitation remind you that it is only by actively studying and discussing and disseminating our history that the East Cameroonians will understand where we are coming from. Our history is what it is, and we cannot shy away from it because we want to please anybody in Yaoundé administration. We must desist from being accomplices to the falsehood that has led to this degree of apathy that West Cameroonians have experienced from East Cameroonians over the past 7 to 8 years. I am Kwame Mukong, son of Albert Mukong, and have come to propose a way forward. If you know him as prisoner without a crime, I want you to know that I understand the pains of prisoners of conscience and the challenges that their families are dealing with. There is no shortage of such people in our midst. If you know him as human rights activist, I want you to know that I never waver when it comes to upholding the rights of every human being. You may know him as the father of multi-party politics in Cameroon today. And I want you to know that I understand that there is a time to fight as one man and a time to pursue partisan politics. You may know him as someone who remained faithful to the plight of his people to the end. And I want you to understand that that same spirit lives in me. At his funeral, a father of the nation, a CPDM Central Committee member, whose I will not mention because I did not obtain permission from his family to do so, called me to the side and told me that he was at the funeral of the father of Cameroon. I couldn't hide my surprise, and it wasn't the right place and time to ask him to explain himself. But what came to mind was the quick wrestling that he had with Pa John Gu Foncha on the corridors of the United Nations, and how Arthur von Fongum Gojidinka came to the rescue and stopped its escalation. The fight was because Pa Foncha had been asked to give a date for the independence of the Southern Cameroons, and he responded that he needed more time without being specific as to when. The British had deceived Pa Foncha to respond in that way, only to turn around and use it against the people of Southern Cameroons. That's how low the people and culture and system that one may hold in high esteem will go to get what will benefit their nation. It was William Clay who said, "This is quite a game, politics. There are no permanent enemies and no permanent friends, only permanent interests." The popular opinion of Southern Cameroonians in 1959 was for outright independence, and the time was immediately. This popular opinion was removed from the plebiscite ballot, and Southern Cameroonians were left with the options of getting independence, then joining either the Federal Republic of Nigeria or the Republic of Cameroon. My father backed the option of joining with the Republic of Cameroon because it promised a federation of two states with equal status. The federation promised that the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroons will maintain the common law system where one is innocent until proven guilty. The federation promised that the children of the Republic of Southern Cameroons would go to schools and be taught in a language of their understanding. These two are the root cause of the most recent political predicament that we have today in Cameroon. The Republic of Cameroon did not join the Federation with honest intentions, and we are dealing with the consequences. The Federal Republic took off on a faulty foundation, which today is broken and begging for rehabilitation. I am a builder, and I know that you are too. It is my hope that you will join in to build a robust movement that will not be ignored by the Yaoundé administration nor by the voices. It is my prayer that those who have been disenfranchised or have become apathetic or pushed to a disposition of indifference due to the way that the crisis has been handled will once more see a ray of hope sufficient to get them back to the drawing board and the trenches. The country needs you most at this time. So please stand with your people and be counted. There are truths that we must make to become common knowledge. Yes, common knowledge as in everyone in Cameroon is conversant with them, so that it may help to shape the perception of West Cameroonians by East Cameroonians. I will take a look at the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States. This is a treaty that was signed a little over 90 years ago on December 26, 1933. It became effective on December 26, 1934, and was registered in the League of Nations Treaty Series on January 8, 1936. Article 1 of this convention states the 4 criteria of statehood which are acknowledged by international organizations as a precise affirmation of customary international law. And these are as follows. 1, a permanent population. A permanent population. 2, a defined territory. 3, a government. 4, a capacity to enter into relations with other states or sign treaties with other states. Knowing and understanding these criteria is relevant at a time such as this one, because it helps us to understand why the Southern Cameroons was accepted as a new member of the United Nations. The independence was approved, and it was in such a way that we would have to become independent, then join with either Nigeria or Cameroon Republic. A permanent population. This first criterion refers to a group of individuals residing together as a permanent population on an ongoing basis, as opposed to a non-permanent or nomadic population. The size of the population does not matter, and the individuals may belong to different races, ethnic groups, religions, or cultures. From the days of Hanno, the late 6th century Carthaginian explorer from Tunis, to present times, there is no known migration report that categorizes the people of Southern Cameroon as nomads. We are the indigenous people in the land we occupy today. It is worth noting that no claims of statehood in the practice of the United Nations have raised questions concerning this criterion. 2, defined territory. The territorial boundaries of Southern Cameroons are well defined. And we can look at 3 conventions that have acknowledged that. The Anglo-German Treaty of March 11th, 1913, recognized the boundary from Lake Chad in the north all the way to the Atlantic Ocean in the south between Nigeria and a British territory and Cameroon, a German territory. There are 30 articles to this treaty which were cited to describe the frontier as represented in the maps that had been drawn and agreed to and signed on October 6, 1909. Viscount Milner, Secretary of State for the colonies of the British Empire, and Monsieur Henri Simon, Minister of the colonies of the French Republic, delimited the frontiers separating the territories of the British Cameroons and La République du Cameroun, placed respectively under the authority of their governments as traced on the map on July 10th, 1919 in London. The frontier, the third one, the frontier delimited by the 1929-1930 Thomson-Marchand Declaration as incorporated in 1931 Henderson-Florian Exchange of Notes in the 1946 British Order in Council all serve as further layers of confirmation of the territorial boundaries of the southern Cameroons. The third aspect to consider is the government. The southern Cameroons in 1954 was unified in a modern parliamentary democracy consisting of a House of Chiefs appointed from among the traditional leaders, a House of Assembly elected by universal suffrage, and a government led by a prime minister. It had two governments prior to joining the federation with the Republic of Cameroon. As of 1st October 1954, Dr. EML Endele of the Cameroon National Congress became the first prime minister of British Southern Cameroons. He held this office through February 1st, 1959, when John Gu Foncha of the KNDP, Cameroon National Democratic Party, became the new prime minister. The capacity to enter into relations with other states or sign treaties is the fourth aspect, the fourth criterion that is considered. On February 11, 1961, the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroons, under the leadership of Premier John Gu Foncha, voted to join the Republic of Cameroon to form a federation of two states of equal status. It was the result of this plebiscite that led the United Nations General Assembly on April 1st, 1961 to adopt Resolution 1608 that laid down the expected pathway to the future of the Trust Territory of the Cameroons under United Kingdom administration. On October 1st, 1961, the Republic of Southern Cameroons became West Cameroon, and Republic of Cameroon became East Cameroon as part of the legally irrevocable federal structure according to Article 47 of the Constitution, as we will see shortly. I have come to remind you that it is because the Southern Cameroons fulfilled these four criteria that the United Nations General Assembly approved its independence and subsequent marriage with the Republic of Cameroon to become the Federal Republic of Cameroon, a geopolitical configuration of two nations giving up their national identities in favor of emerging as two states of equal status known as East Cameroon and West Cameroon. This is part of our irrefutable history, and we cannot ignore or avoid or shy away from it at a time when we are looking for genuine reconciliation and equality in the land. Permit me, my fellow countrymen and women, to read some excerpts from the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. It's important to pay attention to this Constitution because it was signed by the President of the Republic of Cameroon, President Amadou Ahidjo. Title 1 of the Constitution says, the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Article 1. The Federal Republic of Cameroon is formed as from 1st October 1961 of the territory of the Republic of Cameroon, henceforth called East Cameroon, and the territory of the Southern Cameroons, formerly under United Kingdom administration, henceforth called West Cameroon. The Federal Republic of Cameroon is democratic, secular, and social. It shall ensure the equality of all citizens before the law. It affirms its adherence to the fundamental freedoms as set out in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Charter of the United Nations. The official languages of the Federal Republic of Cameroon shall be French and English. The motto shall be Peace Walk Fatherland. The national flag shall be green, red, and yellow in 3 vertical bands of equal size with 2 gold stars superimposed on the green band. The seats of the national institutions shall be Yaoundé. Nationals of the federated states shall be citizens of the Federal Republic and shall possess Cameroonian nationality. I move forward to Title X, Revision of the Constitution. Article 47. Any proposal for the revision of the present Constitution which impairs the unity and integrity of the Federation shall be inadmissible. Proposals for revision shall be adopted by simple majority vote of the members of the Federal Assembly, provided that such majority includes a majority of the representatives in the Federal Assembly of each of the federated states. Title 11, Transitional and Special Provisions. Article 53. From 1st October 1961, the National Assembly of the Republic of Cameroon and the House of Assembly of the Southern Cameroons shall become the first legislative assemblies of East Cameroon and West Cameroon, respectively. Article 56. On 1st October 1961, the government of the Republic of Southern Cameroon, under British administration, and the government of the Republic of Cameroon shall become the governments of the 2 federated states, respectively. The creation of the federation was done in good faith, meaning that neither of the parties was to go against the spirit of the federation or prevent the other party from receiving the full benefits of the federation. The establishment of the federation, however, left 2 material loopholes which could be invoked at a time such as this. 1. No treaty of union was signed for the federation due to the absence of the UN supervisory body. And 2. No new boundaries were established. The Franco-British Declaration of 1919, also known as the Milner-Simon Declaration, showing the frontier separating the British Cameroons from the French Cameroon, was left untouched. It is worthwhile to note that regarding border disputes among African states, the Assembly of Heads of States and Government of the Organization of African Unity, meeting in its first ordinary session in Cairo from 17 to 21st July 1964, had all member states pledge themselves to respect the borders existing on their achievement of national independence. The Republic of Cameroon is signatory to this agreement and could have had its borders moved to the boundary between the Republic of Southern Cameroon and Nigeria if and only if they had signed a treaty of union on 1st October 1961. But no, its borders remain what they were on 1st January 1960. This is important, as we will see when we talk about the Restoration Law of February 4th, 1984. Fellow countrymen and women, the truth of our history must be made known to us and to the rest of the world. There can be no true reconciliation when we refuse to acknowledge these truths. In these truths lie the basis for dealing with each other with a sense of equality. On the 20th of May 1972, the President of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, Mr. Amadou Ahidjo, acted in violation of Article 47 of the Constitution and organized a referendum to change the federal structure of the nation. The right premise for such a process demanded that majority of the people of West Cameroon voted in favor of migrating from the federal structure to the unitary, but that was not the case. He used the votes of the majority East Cameroon to demonstrate that the opinions of the minority West Cameroon was no longer protected. To make believe the unity in the new unitary state, East Cameroon stopped celebrating January 1st as Independence Day, and the administration compelled West Cameroon to not celebrate October 1st as Independence Day as well. Instead, 20th May is celebrated as National Day, even though it's a day that connotes great pain for West Cameroon and great gain for East Cameroon. Truth be told, that this was the initial national trigger of the disenfranchisement of the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroon. And anyone seeking lasting reconciliation, a lasting solution to the current crisis, must be willing to acknowledge and address this concern properly. Mr. Biya officially took over as president of the United Republic of Cameroon on 6th of November 1982 and succeeded to rush the Restoration Law 84-01 through Parliament on 4th of February 1984. Why was it dubbed Restoration Law? Under Part 1, sovereignty of this law, an excerpt from Article 1 reads as follows: The United Republic of Cameroon shall with effect from the date of entry into force of this law be known as Republic of Cameroon. This Republic of Cameroon shall be a unitary state. It shall be one and indivisible, democratic, secular, and dedicated to social services. It shall ensure equality of all citizens before the law. This was Mr. Paul Biya's restoration of the nation. The nation he restored, the Republic of Cameroon, had its independence on 1st of January 1960. He restored that nation without accounting for the status of the other nation that came into the Union, the Republic of Southern Cameroon, that had its independence on the 1st of October 1961. This was the second national trigger of the disenfranchisement of the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroon. The Restoration Law was meant to complete the assimilation of the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroon. But what it accomplished was the cessation of the Republic of Cameroon from the Union. The Restoration Law was meant to silence the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroon for good. But what it achieved was the challenge in the Bamenda High Court. Barrister at law and President Emeritus of the Cameroon Bar Association, Atta von Fongum Gojidinka, filed a motion against the Yaoundé administration in the Bamenda High Court. In the motion, he pointed out that by the passing of the Restoration Law, the Republic of Cameroon had seceded from the federal structure and had left the Southern Cameroons as an independent nation. He named the territory known as Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. The outcome of this case evokes a very compelling argument for the sovereignty of the Republic of Southern Cameroon and must be used at this time to secure the spirit of equality in the two states of equal status. The case filed by Fondinka was brought before 3 judges and obtained 3 court rulings as follows. 1. The Bamenda High Court handed down a judgment in favor of Fonfongum Gojidinka. It's worthwhile to repeat here that the favorable judgment means that the Republic of Cameroon seceded from the Union government, and that automatically released the Republic of Southern Cameroon from any prior union with the Republic of Cameroon. 2. The Yaoundé administration appealed the judgment and referred the case to the military tribunal, expecting that the military tribunal will accuse the plaintiff of sedition and high treason and turn him over to be killed or to serve a sentence of life imprisonment. To the administration's greatest dismay, the military tribunal ruled that the plaintiff's case represented the true spirit and interpretation of the Constitution of the Republic, the United Republic of Cameroon. By this, the military tribunal upheld the decision of the Bamenda High Court. 3. The Yaoundé administration appealed the decision of the military tribunal by referring the case to the Supreme Court. This court upheld the decision of the military tribunal on the technicality that the law establishing the military tribunal did not provide for the possibility of appeal in cases involving high treason. 3 courts, 3 favorable judgments, 3 favorable decisions, all in Cameroon. These truths about our history should be told throughout the country. These truths need to be known by all Cameroonians so that the understanding would be evident and clear that the malicious attempt to assimilate the Republic of Southern Cameroon has failed, and that the only recourse we have at this time to conserve one Cameroon is through a federation of 2 states with equal status. It cannot be otherwise, because over the years, the East Cameroonians have proven that they truly disrespect the people from the Southern Cameroons. Times have changed, and Yaoundé must withdraw from fighting wars on behalf of foreign interests and instead look inwards. Permit me, fellow countrymen and women, to introduce the movement for reconciliation and equality in Cameroon. The movement for reconciliation and equality in Cameroon. I'm introducing this to you as a way forward, as an alternate pathway to bring about lasting solution to the crisis in Cameroon. The last 7 to 8 years have confirmed the feelings of many that Cameroon as one nation could happen only in a 2-state federation with equal status. And any arrangement outside that would not guarantee respect and equality for West Cameroonians. Such an arrangement will be resisted. It takes a lot to dissolve 2 cubes of sugar. to do the work of restoring genuine neighborly relationships between the people of the Republic of Cameroon and the people of the Republic of Southern Cameroons. We encourage you to not shy away from the movement for reconciliation and equality in Cameroon. Our purpose is to inspire all Cameroonians to participate in the reconciliation and restoration of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. If there should be a restoration law, this is a good one. And by this, we'll be calling on the senators and parliamentarians to move a motion for a restoration law to restore the Federal Republic of Cameroon as it was in 1961. Our vision is for equality and equity in a reconciled Federal Republic of Cameroon. Our model shall be based on actions and deliverables such as historical acceptance, tribal and intertribal relations, the divide and rule, institutional integrity, equal opportunity and equity, national ownership and pride, and unity. These deliverables do not exist in isolation, so we must weave them together as necessary to achieve genuine reconciliation and equality. The movement shall create reconciliation and equality action plan cells, through which its message will be channeled to every village in the federal territory. A General Assembly shall be convened within 3 months to elect the executives of the movement for West Cameroon and for East Cameroon. The movement in West Cameroon shall have 2 sets of executives. The senior leadership shall come from home-based members, while their assistants shall be composed of West Cameroonians in the diaspora. The senior leadership shall be available for meeting with mediators and negotiators in Cameroon and abroad when possible, while the assistants in the diaspora shall equally be vested to represent the people in similar meetings outside the territorial boundaries of the Federal Republic. We're calling on all Cameroonians who desire to see an end to this senseless war to come on board so that we can together build a very robust movement to oversee reconciliation and equality in the Federal Republic of Cameroon. The country needs you, so please don't stay on the sidelines. We shall overcome. God bless East Cameroon. God bless West Cameroon. God bless the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Thank you.